Great evening, all, once again, and welcome back to the ABCD International family. And today we are back with one more powerful virtual summit. And at the end, we have some important great news also. But before we starting, I would like to invite our today's summit head, Mr. Naid Raja, sir. So, great evening, sir. He is a principal educator and he has many awards also. So, welcome, sir. And today we have one more guest speaker, also Dr. Pramod Kumar Rajput, sir. So, great evening, sir, and belated happy birthday once again.
Thank you very much, thank you very much, thank you so much,
So,
thank you so
I'd
much.
like to hand over to Naid, sir. So, over to you, sir, and.
My sincere gratitude to our leader, Akash sir, for giving me outstanding opportunity. Opportunity people seek to acquire. So my sincere salutation as well as gratitude. Without saying any word, I would like to invite my inspiration and smile. And our leader, sir, has scripted 3 books. Am I right,
Four,
sir?
four, four.
Four. Four. Right. And two I have. Fortunately, 2 books I have bought, purchased. So
Thank you.
over to none other than voice of this house, leader of this house, chair of this house, none other than Professor Dr. P.K. Rajput, sir. Over to respected, sir.
Thank you so much, Nahid sir, for giving the opportunity. Thank you, Akash. So always inspiring, and thank you the great people who are there. Nahid sir, first of all, let me convey my gratitude to you because you always stand us like a great pillar for all of us. And since Akash always gives us opportunity to build the things, I'm so happy. My respect to all the respected members who have joined because I have received lot many great wishes. So thank you so much, one and all, for wishing me on my birthday. And you all made me so young about it. So thank you and my respect and gratitude to everybody. So and thank you, Nahi sir, for giving me time because I had some other work and I requested him. So I'm changing it in the last. I'm coming in the first. And Dr. Kaur, such a great thing which you are keep posting it. Congratulations for the things. That my sincere congratulations to you, Dr. Anya ma'am. I've received your wishes, and Professor Patrick ma'am, I've received the wishes. So thank you, everybody. Right? I want to name everybody for wishing me on the very important day of my life. You made me very young. So today the topic was become yourself best, and how we can become yourself best because we have to master our mind, emotions, and identity. So, my respected members, right, on the great platform of ABCD, today I wish to share a very simple yet powerful thought because we know about it, becoming ourselves as the best one. So, in our journey of the life, which I always say the journey continues, in our journey of the life, we often wait for the right moment, the right opportunity, or the right situation to transform. However, the truth is clear. Our life does not change by chance. It changes when we take charge. So don't wait for the chance. We have to take the charge, which is very important. And the path to become our best lies in mastering three essential important inner world, which is in our inner world: our mind, our emotions, and our self identity. Firstly, mastering the mind is the foundation of the growth. And I'm sure you all agree with me because all are the learned people in front of me. Every day, countless thoughts cross our mind, countless. And that's what the neurological science says about it. Some are empowering us, some other are limiting us not to do what to do, how it is going to happen. But the key to is to consciously choose thought that builds the confidence, clarity, and the purpose. These are the three things are very important for all of us, and that's why today we are here. So when we all train our minds to focus on the solutions rather than the problems, we begin to take control of our direction in the life. It is always a great saying that none of the lock is been made without the key. So the key, the solution is there. So we have to find out what is the right problem is there. Second thing is emotionally mastery defines how we experience the life. It is very important. Some sees like half glass empty and some half glass filled. Because the why I say half glass empty? because the challenges, pressures, and uncertainties are inevitable. But our response to them shapes our reality. That is a half glass filled. That is the beauty. When we learn to stay calm in different difficult situations, because we all pass through difficult situations. Today, let me tell you, I got the message of Dr. Rania ma'am. 24 by 7 she is busy. So that is the difficult situation is there, but handling it. So I'm giving her example. And she is responding thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively, right? Beautifully, she is responding. And we all respond to that. We maintain the positivity even in the adversity. We develop the true inner strength, which is very important. So emotionally mastering part is there. More even the psychologist or Dr. Bedi can tell because she is a renowned psychologist and she is an emotional person. So means she's a emotionally taking care for lot many people which are required. Third is, lastly and most importantly, comes our identity. This is very important because every person is having his own identity or her own identity. Life does not give what we merely desire. We desire so many things in our life, but who we believe or what we are, that is more important. Our self-image, it determines our action and our action shapes our future. Very old saying, but that is very important. So therefore, it is prudent to continuously ask ourselves, who am I becoming? What do I stand for? When we elevate our identity, when we build our identity, our habits and outcomes naturally follow it. And it is very important for every person in their life. In the conclusion, becoming the best, being best is not a destination. It is not a, you cannot become the best. It is a continuous process, it is a continuous journey of self-awareness and growth. And again, sharpening ourselves. While meeting such great people in front of me or in the many meetings and the conferences, we learn from others. We understand the basic beauty of the life from others. We learn from the things. So by mastering our mind, balancing our emotions, and strengthening our identity, we unlock our true potential and create a meaningful life. And that's what ABCD platform is doing it, which Mr. Akash Bhavat, along with such a great people and personalities, doing. So greatness is not something we achieve, or it is something what we become, and that's why we are bound to become something which is really required to make our identity. So let us master our mind, master our emotion, master our master their life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much once again for giving me the opportunity, and thanks a lot. Nice, sir. Thank you, God, madam, Rani, madam, and I can see even Professor Dr. Madam here, Kamal Chandra Lohani, sir. Thank you so much, all right, for listening to me very patiently. And Dr. Professor Netty, thank you so much for sending me the message. Thank you, ma'am. I'm really blessed, so happy, and Mary Lord, and so many other people. Raza Saab, thank you, sir, once again for giving me the great opportunity to be one of the first speakers to start the thing which I keep on learning and building the identity. Thank you so much. Over to you, Raja Saab.
To begin to listen and to absorb things articulated by respected Rajput sir is an asset. And not only it is for this moment, for whole life, because sir is example for us, inspiration for us, motivation for us. So my sincere salutation to sir again, and keep on guiding us, keep on spreading the fragrance of your words, social etiquettes, above all, love and affection to the ones who are specifically sitting here and listening to you. So my sincere gratitude, sir. And please now allow me to one more specific, and she's from Greece. And I keep on listening, and she keeps on telling Lord many things. And when she speaks, entire atmosphere is filled with fragrance. And when she speaks, we feel spellbound and we fail to see where we are sitting. It is therefore my request to none other than Rania Lampu, ma'am, from Greece. Please, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Welcome.
Wow, thank you so much. You uplifted my mood because I'm not feeling well last days. I'm having some kind of flu and I can't enjoy Easter because we are Easter here and I should be relaxing. But again, I'm working and having the flu at the same time. But you always uplifted my mood. Dr. Naid, I'm very happy to see here Professor Dr. Rajput. Happy birthday. All my best wishes from the bottom of my heart. Dr. Kamala, Miss Betty, to Betty here. And Dr. Gloria also, Sanchita. Actually, yes, in our changing world, this is here an incredible opportunity, an opportunity to rediscover ourselves, to reshape our identities, and to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient than ever before. In summits like this, I would like to extend my heart congratulations to Dr. Akash for organizing the summits, because these are the platforms and space for reflection, for connection, for transformation. And over the course of our time together, we explore what it truly means to become our best selves. What I want to say is that this is not a destination. Becoming your best self is not a destination. It's a continuous journey of awareness, of growth, of intentional transformation. It requires understanding who you are, mastering your inner world, and consciously shaping the person you are becoming. So in the fast-changing world, the journey is more important than ever. We start from self-awareness, which is the foundation of your best self. Everything begins with self-awareness. You cannot change what you do not understand. So your thoughts, your beliefs, your patterns operate like invisible scripts, shaping your decisions and behaviors. And many of these patterns are unconscious, formed through past experiences or repeated over time. By becoming aware of them, you gain the power to question and change them. So limiting identities and beliefs like I'm not good enough or I always fail, these beliefs are learned. They're not permanent truths. So your authentic self, on the other hand, is rooted in your values, in your strengths and your potential. So the first self-awareness. The second step is mastering your mind. Your mind is one of your greatest assets, but only if you learn to master it. Thoughts shape reality. The way you think influences how you feel, how you act, and ultimately what you achieve. Negative thinking patterns can trap you in cycles of doubt and limitation, while empowering thoughts can open doors to growth and possibility. And thanks now to neuroplasticity, our brain has the ability to rewire itself. By consistently replacing negative thoughts with constructive ones, we can create new neural pathways, as cognitive neuroscience says, neural pathways that support a stronger mindset. Of course, focus and discipline are essential because among so many distractions, the ability to concentrate deeply is a superpower. So mental resilience, this capacity to stay strong in the face of challenges, comes from training our mind to stay solution-focused rather than problem-focused. The emotional intelligence is here also. There is a critical difference between reacting and responding. Reacting is automatic and often driven by impulse. Responding is intentional and guided by awareness. So building emotional balance means learning how to regulate your inner state. It allows you to remain calm under pressure, to handle conflict wisely, to maintain inner stability regardless of external circumstances. And Dr. Rajput mentioned about identity. But identity transformation means becoming who you decide to be. Your identity is the foundation of your behavior because you don't just act, you act according to who you believe you are. The psychology of identity change shows that your self-image is built through repeated experiences and beliefs. However, it's not fixed because you have the power to redefine it. How? Breaking all narratives. This requires challenging the labels that you have placed on yourself. Just because something was true in your past does not mean that it must define your future. True transformation happens when your habits align with your desired identity, and instead of focusing only on goals, focus on becoming the type of person who naturally achieve these goals. This is what I would suggest. And many times we talk about habits and daily systems. Success is not built on occasional effort. It is built on daily habits. Small habits may seem insignificant at the beginning, but over time they create powerful transformation. A few minutes of daily improvement compounds into long-term growth. Consistency matters more than motivation. Motivation comes and goes, but systems keep you moving forward even on difficult days. So designing routines that support your goals make success easier. When your environment and habits are aligned with your vision, then progress becomes natural rather than forced. And the biggest obstacles to our growth are often internal. You know about this: it's fear, it's self-doubt, it's procrastination that hold us back from reaching our potential. And these barriers are, of course, not signs of weakness. They're natural responses to uncertainty and challenge. So our inner critic usually amplifies these fears, telling you that you are not ready or not capable. In order to grow, we must develop our inner coach. This is what I want to say: a voice that encourages, guides, and supports you. Setbacks are lessons, not failures. And when you shift your perspective, every challenge becomes an opportunity to learn, to adapt, and grow stronger. And everything has to do with purpose and meaning. True fulfillment comes from living with purpose. Discovering your why gives direction to your actions and meaning to your efforts. This connects your personal growth to something greater than yourself. And when your goals are aligned with contribution, your motivation deepens. You're no longer driven only by success, but by impact. So creating a positive influence in your community, no matter how small, gives your journey significance. It transforms self-improvement into something that benefits others as well. And becoming the best version of yourself cannot happen in isolation, because we need a social identity, we need relationships with others. Our identity is shaped and expressed through our relationships. The way we see ourselves influence the way we connect with others. Healthy relationships require authenticity, mutual respect, emotional awareness, and building meaningful connections means surrounding yourself with people who align with your values and support your growth. And at the same time, of course, boundaries are essential, because self-respect involves knowing when to say no, protecting your energy, and maintaining your sense of identity in any relationship. And finally, the mind-body connection and the inner alignment, because our mind and body are deeply connected. To perform at your best, both must be aligned. Physical health directly impacts mental clarity, focus, emotional stability. So proper sleep, nutrition, movement are not just physical needs, but they are foundations for mental performance also. So practices like breath work or meditation or grounding help regulate our nervous system and bring us back to the present moment. Energy management, I would say, is the key. And it's not about managing time, but about managing our whole physical, emotional, and mental energy to stay effective and balanced. So finally, I want to say that in this world, which is in constant change, uncertainty is inevitable. Adapting to uncertainty requires flexibility, resilience, a willingness to learn. And instead of fearing change, we can embrace it as an opportunity for growth. So a growth mindset means that we can continuously, growth mindset allow us to continuously evolve, to become open to learning, unlearning, relearning as the world changes around us. So we need to understand the nature of change, adapt to uncertainty. The lifelong learning is important alongside with the growth mindset. Building a future-ready identity, because your identity is the story you tell yourself about who you are. And in a changing world, a fixed identity can hold you back. On the other hand, a future-ready identity evolves with you. And this identity is rooted, as I said before, in values rather than roles. This identity is flexible, is resilient, is growth-oriented. And you stop defining yourself by what you do and start defining yourself by who you are becoming. And choose qualities like courage, curiosity, adaptability, align your daily actions with them. So the role of courage here in transformation is important. Courage is a decision to act despite the fear. And every time you choose growth over comfort, you strengthen your confidence and you expand your potential. Small acts of courage like speaking up or try something new or embrace change create powerful long-term transformation. So we need inner stability, leverage change as opportunity, and finally remember that we need to thrive, not survive, because many people focus on surviving change. Our goal should be to thrive. Thriving means embracing change with confidence, continuously improving ourselves, staying aligned with our purpose. It means taking ownership of our growth and refusing to stay stuck in fear or doubt. When you commit to becoming your best self, you don't just adapt to the future, you help shape it. So becoming your best self in a changing world, it's not about having all the answers. It's about trusting your ability to figure things out along the way. It's about committing to lifelong learning, building an identity that evolves with you, finding strength within, no matter what happens outside, adapting to uncertainty with confidence, and remember that the future does not belong to the most certain, it belongs to the most adaptable. So the real question is who you are becoming in the face of change. Thank you very much for your attention, your patience, and for this opportunity you gave me to connect with you, interact. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and nice, sir, and everybody. I was just waiting for her talk. I want to take leave, permission. That's why I've written in this. Thank you so much. We'll connect. Thank you once again. So, bye-bye. Have a wonderful evening. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Rania ma'am, whenever you speak, I felt to sum it up. Reason being, the depth of knowledge, the width of knowledge, which cannot be summed up in few words. And I am a person of few words, so I cannot justify summary. I extend my sincere gratitude that you have spoken so well, right? And keeping in mind everything you have spoken. So my sincere gratitude. Rania ma'am, now please allow me to go to Serbia. Professor, smiling face, exceptionally social. And she keeps on greeting me, greeting me. So my sincere salutation to Yelena ma'am. Professor, please over to Yelena ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. Respected ladies and gentlemen, dear ladies and gentlemen, permanent science, university professor, representative international organization, honor guests. I am especially grateful for the invitation to your Excellency Ambassador Dr. Naid Raza and Meister Akash Abadid to be honorable guest speaker ABCD International Feminine Present Become Your Best Self. I warmly greet you from our Republic Serbia. My topic today, how to get self-confidence. Our life is exclusively about us. Our life is never about them. That is just our illusion. This is the time when we need to think about how to be capable and comfortable in this cruel world, which spares no one from troubles, pain, or the despairs of loved ones. We must have the strength to accept life in all its forms, even throughout its difficulty to face it, because no one prepared used for it throughout upbringing and cultural heritage. We were taught differently that the world is very human, and so people lost self-confidence and self-esteem because they cannot recognize the model of today's functioning of the world. and its global change in the entire system of life. That is why it's important to build self-esteem and self-confidence in order to manage to stay in the turbulent world, which often seems unknown to use. My thought every day are how to help myself change and my loved ones. It's not easy, but let's all try together to success in building our self-confidence and self-esteem and progress through different changes with a smile on our face. Everything that happens to use is exclusively our life. Only we can live it, feel it, and make it perfect for use, because no one else can ever feel our feeling that confirm to whether something is good or bad. Every attempt to live someone else's life and feel someone else's feeling leads to our pain and suffering. Self-confidence is a kind of mirror on which only we see our own image of ourselves. Our self-confidence has a direct impact on our immediate and distant environment. In other words, our self-confidence is the energy with which we directly influence the people around us, and based on that, we form their relationship and attitude toward us. Is interesting courage and self-confidence come when we are sure of what we say, but also when we are sure ourselves. Low self-confidence, however, is the most common reason why someone does not dare to change circumstances that do not suit them and thus sabotage the good things in life. How to work on self-personality? Let's make a decision to change the way we think and behave that has such a result. Making a decision to change bad habit, negative behavior, and limiting belief an important step in personal changes. An important key to success is self-confidence. An important key of self-confidence is preparation. We are often impressed by those who speak clearly, who emphasize their position, those who dare to publicly say what think, who are always ready accept a challenge. That's all for me today, my dear lady, gentlemen, colleague, friends. I always love to share my true insight with you, my dear angels. The best regards, your Yelena. My angel, Nahid, my angel, my angel.
Ma'am, you are smiling. We need as inspiration. And your every word is meaningful and it will help us to live better life.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you
respected
very
ma'am.
much. Thank you
And
very much.
please allow me to go to my mentor, my
Yes,
leader.
thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
welcome,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you,
ma'am.
Your Excellency. Thank you, Your
Thank
Excellency.
you. Welcome, ma'am. Now, please, next.
Namaste.
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 Namaste, ma'am. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste, ma'am. Namaste. Please allow me now to go to my mentor. She
Thank you.
is outstanding in coining superb topics, and she is none other than, I'm not saying her name, Rania ma'am will tell her name.
Dr. Gloria,
Yes, yes.
Ah,
the only one unique.
One and only.
my Rania. My Rania. Happy Easter. My
Happy
Rania.
Easter,
Happy
happy
Easter.
Happy
Easter,
Easter, happy Easter.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Good afternoon from Nigeria. So sorry, I have to turn off my camera in order to manage my my internet connectivity because of the bandwidth. So greetings to everyone. Yeah, everyone here. I acknowledge your presence. I can see Dr. Nahi, Dr. Rania, Professor Betty, Professor Jelena, Dr. Kamal, Havanda, sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly, Marine and Shital. I acknowledge your presence, everyone. Thank you very much for having me today. So the topic is such an amazing topic, mastering the invisible. I'm going to be speaking on mastering the invisible under the major theme. So mastering the invisible, how your mind, emotions, and identity shape your reality. So let me begin with a simple but profound question. What is the greatest force shaping your life? That thing that is shaping your life or something no one can see, not your background, not your environment, not even your opportunities. But far from more powerful, your mind, your emotions, and your identity. These are the invisible architects to your reality. So we live in a world that celebrates what is visible: achievements, titles, possessions, applauses. But the truth is this: what is seen is first created by what is unseen. Before success appears outwardly, it first formed inwardly. Before a person rises, something within them must awaken. The mind, your internal director. Your mind is not just a thinking tool, it is a command center. When thoughts, every thought you allow to stay becomes a belief. Every belief shapes our decision, and every decision directs our lives. If you constantly tell yourself, I am not good enough, I can do this, I don't belong here, then your life will begin to obey those instructions. But imagine the shift when you begin to say, I am capable, I am learning, I am growing into my best self, the best version of me. Your mind listens and your life responds. Emotions, let's look at this, your internal compass. Emotions are powerful, but they were never meant to control you. They are meant to inform you. Many people are ruled by how they feel. The quiet when they feel tired. They withdraw when they feel rejected. They give up when they feel overwhelmed. But mastery begins when you understand the truth. You can feel an emotion without becoming that emotional. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision we to move forward despite the fears we are having. Resilience is not about never feeling pain. It is about choosing growth in the presence of pain. Your identity is the story you tell yourself about who you are. And here is the powerful truth: you will never outperform your identity. Your identity still remains. If you see yourself as just average, you will unconsciously reject excellence. If you see yourself as not a leader, you will avoid opportunities to lead. But when your identity shifts, everything shifts. When you begin to say, I am a learner, I am a problem solver, I am a person of value and purpose, I am a great leader, your action begins to align with your new identity. So let's look at this. Let me make this clear. Your thought shapes your focus. Your emotions shape your reactions, how you react to things. Your identity shapes your choices, and together they shape your reality. If you want to change your life, you must begin where many people avoid, from within. What you have within you. You start building yourself from within, then build it to the outside. With that, you will be able to gain what you want to achieve in life. Because transformation does not just begin with what you do, it begins with who you believe you are. So becoming your best self is not just about perfection. It's about intentional growth. It is choosing discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, purpose over fear. And it is the daily decision to train your mind, manage your emotions, and also redefine your identity. So today I challenge you all, and I'm also challenging myself, do not just chase visible success. Master the invisible forces behind it. Train your mind to think truthfully and positively. Guide your emotions instead of being guided by them. And most importantly, build an identity that aligns with the person you are becoming. Because when you master the invisible, you take control of the reality. Thank you very much for listening to me, and may you rise, not just outwardly, but from within. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Every word is powerful word. And you know, no one can question integrity and honesty of Reverend Gloria, ma'am, because I know her for a long period of time. She is my inspiration, and she is true to herself and to us. And she has talked that discipline. First of all, she is herself disciplined. I have seen her working, I have seen her managing, and I have seen her leading people. And she is very transparent, very good leader, and she has immense command over language, and she is an outstanding orator as well. So my sincere salutation to my leader, Gloria ma'am, and I respect her very much. My reverence and regards
Thank
are
you very
always
much.
with you, ma'am. Now please allow me to, to invite my friend, my mentor, my neighbor, principal, Mr. Dr. Kamal Chandra Lohani, sir. And he always speaks from his heart, and we keep on meeting on Zoom. So over to Kamal Chandra Lohani, sir.
Thank you, Nayak sir. Great evenings to everybody, and my warm greetings to our respected Rania ma'am, respected Gloria ma'am, respected Yelena ma'am, and my neighbor, my friend, my brother, even my mentor, the source of inspiration and encouragement for me, Mr. my respected Dr. Nahid sir. Thank you very much to everybody for listening me as I am going to speak. And it is a great honor for me that where I see respected Rania ma'am and respected Gloria ma'am, our respected Nahid sir, and even respected Yelena ma'am. So I just think that I am going to be something authentic and knowledgeable thing, which is giving me something new for the betterment of my life. So thank you very much, Nahid sir, as I'm going to speak on the topic given by you, become your best self. I would like to start with the line, greatness is not born. Greatness is not born, it is developed through discipline, patience, and courage. So far as I have felt and I have experienced, and that is life is full of struggles, life is full of challenges, life is full of ups and downs. So every moment we have to use to learn something. And when we get success in our life, if we get that success in our life without facing any failure, without discipline, and without courage and patience, I think that it makes us a little bit different. I must say, I should not use that word, but I must say a little bit different means a little arrogant. But when we face the challenges of life, and when we face the failures of life, and when we face the ups and downs of life, and we struggle, and when we get the achievement or success in our life, it makes us humble, it makes us patient, it makes us polite, laden with fruit, like a tree laden with fruit. And that thing leads us, makes the way for us to become the best to our life and to become our best self. So I must say to become your best self is not about perfection. It is about progress. It is about awareness. It is about purpose of life. And it begins when you honestly understand what you are, who you are. Accept your and you accept your strength, your weakness, and commit to continuous growth. And your best self is not a destination. It is sudden destination you suddenly reach. It is a long journey. It is a journey you choose every day through your thoughts, through your actions, and through your decisions. So to become your best self, you must develop self-discipline. Discipline is very, very essential, according to my opinion. And a positive mindset. Success is shaped by small, consistent efforts, waking up with the determination, learning for failure, and refusing to give up. And I must say, never give up in your life, never ever. Always face the challenges and convert that challenge into opportunity. So when challenges come on our way, so we have never to give up. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger, to grow wiser, and to grow more resilient. And self-belief is equally important. When you trust yourself, you unlock the courage to take risks and to risk and your chase your dreams. Everybody has some dreams in life, so it's just it unlocks it gives us the courage to take risks and change our dreams and stop beyond your comfort, step beyond your comfort zone, step out. When we remain in our comfort zone, it is no, I feel that success is not sure. So we have to go out of our comfort zone and surround yourself with the positiveness and positivity, and knowledge and nurture habits that bring out the best in you. So we need to remember that your best self is not only about personal success, but also about kindness. It is also about integrity. It is about contribution to others. And true greatness lies in uplifting those around us while striving for their own growth. So become your best self because the world needs the unique light that only you can offer. Mastering your mind, your emotions, and identity is the foundation of a strong and meaningful life. Your mind shapes your thoughts, your emotions, your emotions influence your actions, and your identity defines who you are. When these three are in harmony, we gain true control over our life. To master your mind, focus on positive and purposeful thinking. Replace doubts with the confidence and distractions with the clarity. And a disciplined mind helps you stay connected and focused on your goal. Emotional mastering, as we think about emotional mastery, it means understanding your feelings without being controlled by them. Instead of reacting impulsively, learn to pause, reflect, and respond wisely. And this builds resilience and inner peace. Your identity is your inner belief system. When you see yourself as capable, strong, and growing, your actions naturally align with that belief. Become the person you want to be by thinking, feeling, and acting like them every day. When you master your mind, emotions, and identity, you do not just change your life, you transform it. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Naid sir, and thank you, Rania ma'am, Gloria ma'am, and Yelena ma'am, all the great speakers and great dignitaries as you listen to me so patiently. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Unmute, sir, unmute, please.
Kamal Loni,
Yes, sir.
sir, the way you have described things, the way you have communicated, I sincerely appreciate. And you know, you have been working very hard as
Thank you,
an
sir.
individual and as an outstanding professional.
Thank
So,
you,
with
sir. Thank you.
this, I salute you and please allow me to go to H.K. Bedi ma'am. I generally see her comments, and her comments are very effective. And ma'am is medical professional, and you know she knows her subject. So over to Bedi ma'am. You're most welcome, respected ma'am. Respected ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. That's so very kind of you. And good evening, one and all. It's been such a pleasure to hear so many people speak. And as they are speaking, I'm learning and growing myself. So I can say that till now, in this webinar, yes, I have improved, I don't know by how much percent, but yes, I'm on the path of, progress of improvement to my whatever is my best self or better self. So when this topic was given, the first question that came to my mind was that, what does it mean by becoming the best version of yourself? So people must have, obviously, if a thought comes to you, it's come to many before. So people who have worked on this I could find out that majority of them think, which has been spoken in some way or the other during by various speakers, is that one, to have a balance between your physical, mental, and emotional self. And who could be more happy than a psychiatrist, to think that people are focusing so much on this balance. So, yes, it's not an easy balance. A little tip here, there keeps on happening, but we learn and we tilt the tip, it occurs again, we tilt it again, and in this process of tilting and it we learn and we make progress in our life. The other is being aware, self-awareness. Now, self-awareness is a component of our self-identity. So aware of what? Aware both of your strengths and your weakness. Embrace them and move ahead. Perfection, having no, if you say that there is a person XYZ who has no weakness at all, and you are going to attain that state and then start moving, it's an illusion. Perfection is an illusion. And if we are in a state of illusion, the sand is going to slip out. So, let's embrace our strengths, our weaknesses, and with that, let's progress. Now, this was the question that was about becoming your best self. Now, how? How was another question. Whether you reach till there, do you stop there? No, you keep on progressing. Because if you stop, then your learning stops and everything, then you go on a backward mode. Now, how do we do it? It's like not that you, with a click of a finger, like you are going to become something or someone. We always look at people and say, oh, that person, my God, I wish. No, listen to their stories, read their autobiographies, listen to the podcasts. You realize that enough, more than enough, they've had their own struggles, which they've overcome. And they kept on, uh, making their own path and kept on progressing. So it is good. It is very good not to give up. It is very good to go beyond your comfort zone. But here I would like to say is that your body keeps the score. So when it says rest, it's not a defeat, because somehow, I mean, this is a webinar which is going to get, to the public also. And somehow we have started taking rest as weakness. Rest is a part of nature which the body needs. Take your rest, take your sleep, and get up again, refreshed in a new, fresh frame of mind, with a body which has also had its rest and again progress. So we need to slow down also at times. And slow and steady still wins the race. Okay, it's a digital world, and the people who are going to listen this with the Gen Z and Alpha and all, maybe they may not, most probably, they it's the dopamine era going on, so instant results and ticks and all that. So what is the slow thing? And I'm also going to talk about 1% improvement per day, and like it's going to be maybe difficult to digest, but then that's the way of the nature. The digital world is your human creation. Nature, you are part of nature. Never forget that you are part of nature. And once you have this in your mind, you will know that to be calm, to, to slow down, gets you more clarity. In a chaotic system, we cannot expect to be a better version, or we cannot expect that we are going to perform better. So it's your introspection, it's your body. There is no comparison with anyone. So here we are talking not of being better than other. We are talking about being our better, most better version. So it's your body keeps the score, and it's up to you to listen to it or not. But listening to it will help you get places and remain healthy, which as a society, health, we've talked about physical health, we've talked about mental health, we've talked about emotional health. And we are losing out on that. And that's because we have started working in a chaos. So let's slow down, let's progress, and we have all the time. And if I am a better version of myself, even by 1% every day, which may seem right now to be very, very, very low, but then suppose if I read, say, my 1% amounts to reading, even if I say 1 page of a book per day, what happens at the end of 365 days? So being 1% better than your former self is a compounding effect. And that compounding effect is going to lead you to a successful person, a person with good health, a person who has clarity, a person with a growth mindset, with positive mindset, because the balance between the three things which I have told you, we can maintain in this state. Now, why, if we take the, uh, thoughts, if we take the behavior, emotions, if we take the behaviors, now, how would I again know? That question came that, am I 1% better from what I was yesterday, or where am I? So for that, one needs to keep a track of their, habits, keep a track of their progress, and introspect. Introspect what? Introspect what is your thoughts, what are your emotions. Emotions are they are the glue which keep your habits, your thoughts, all connected together. That glue is very important. We were never taught the importance of emotions in the childhood, and now we are focusing that your emotional quotient, your spiritual quotient is much more important than your intelligent quotient, because it makes you a much, much, much better person. And we are starting from the children now. This is the new policy of CBSE, that we have to start from the childhood, and actually you should start from home. When parents come and they talk about digital media and the waste of time and what children are learning wrong, and children are not going to listen to you, they are going to act as you act. So all these things are very important, because in my best version, like one person has very well said, it is the whole society which has to move forward. We are in such a state of affairs today that just one person moving is good for that person. But if we take the whole culture and if we take the whole society, we need to move as a whole. And there is no better place than to start from the childhood. Because, see, as they say, habits, they are our destiny. So first we form our habits, and then our habits form us. Now, unlearning that habit is going to take a time, because if you see habit, it's a bit, it, T. T will remain in everyone, all of us. And that's what, when we realize all this, the upbringing of a child becomes important. The whole society and cultural coming together and becoming a good version of themselves. Leave alone best. I say if everyone can become a better, good version of themselves, the world is going to be a better place. And when the world is a better place, of course, it's a loop and you become a better person yourself. So now in this process, what happens is that we develop empathy, which is very important. We are losing out on empathy. मेरा सब ठीक, उसका जो है सो होगा. And that's not the way the society is going to progress. If you can feel the pain of another person, if you can, even in this World Health Day, the WHO has said about health of animals, plants. So it's not about a human being. If you can feel the pain of another person at least, then only, I mean, you can think of improving yourself. We have to start slow. So from such ground levels, we have to start improving to become the best version of ourselves. So naturally, it's going to take time, and let's improve in the areas, let's do which we need, which we introspect and see. It's all right. It's your introspection, journal. That is something which has really helped me, and I advocate journaling to everyone. Everyone, that please journal. It doesn't take much time, but the outcome which is there is going to make you a much better person, because हवा में कुछ नहीं होता है. हवा में कुछ नहीं होता है. All has to be in black and white in front of you. So if you are going to aim at, enjoy the journey towards wherever you reach, and then keep on progressing there also. This was my goal. I achieved it. Now it's over. No. Don't make dead ends for yourself. Progress in that field, take up another field, enhance your skills. It is the skills rather than, just the knowledge, which are more important, which are going to take you to places. So now moving further on this, the practical tips, like now, if you have a cue, now how are you going to become a better person? Take a cue. The cue can be a time, particular time or location, a situation, a personal, and even your emotional state. That's how emotions are important. And the craving. Now, this is a double-edged sword. This is the this is a dopamine generation going on. Instant gratification. Well, instant 2 minutes Maggi noodles, the amount of, nutrition they are going to give you, and the food that is cooked very slowly, the difference in the nutrition, taste level, everything we know, or we should know if we don't know. And then if the reward system comes in the loop of your habit making to a better person, you will, do that task more. So we can do habit stacking. That is one habit which is formed, which we like. In new habit we want to learn, we can combine with that. And we can also do temptation building. That is for difficult habits, that is involve them in the loop of dopamine. Now, why I said dopamine is a double-edged sword? Because it will help you form the habit faster, but it will help you form both good and bad habits faster. So that's where lies your choice, there's where lies your wisdom, there's where lies, what you are choosing. So you can go into addictions, any type. Now we don't have only chemical addictions, we are worse off with the behavioral addictions. They are much harder to deal with than the chemical ones also. We have reached, that stage after digitalization. And so when you are choosing the loop of dopamine, and doing the task again and again, the neuroplasticity is going to form the habit much faster, and that habit is going to be more difficult to break. So choose the habit much, 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 with more. Your choice should be with a lot of introspection, awareness, should go with your belief, value systems, because otherwise, what is going to happen is that if it doesn't go with your belief and value system, and if it's a good habit, you are not going to be able to maintain it, do what you may. So, like, it's lovely topic to keep on speaking, but I would like to learn from you all also. There are just 2 pointers which I would like to finish with. One is the 2-minute rule. At least start. Just takes 2 minutes. The journey to a 1,000 mile starts with a single step. So procrastinate nahi karna hai. Perfection is an illusion, and it is what is stopping you from moving forward. And second is the Goldilocks rule. And that rule is that the task that you are going to work on, make a choice upon your subjective ability so much such that it is neither too easy nor too difficult to follow. The optimal level. Too easy is going to be boredom, you leave it. Too difficult is going to be frustration, you leave it. So optimal tasks daily, the cues that I said, the 1% compounding effect, these are the way to become a best version and include the whole society. Because if you live in a positive society, if you live in a positive culture, you are but going to be a positive and better person. With this, I end my talk. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you all for listening.
Great talk. Words of wisdom. 1% improvement and being better version of oneself. Competition is not with others. Competition is with former self. Entire talk was meaningful, effective, and worth listening. My sincere gratitude and salutation to Bedi ma'am
Thank
for
you.
articulating such an amazing talk. And we will keep on learning these things time and again from ma'am. So thank you very much, ma'am. And now, please allow me to go to Professor Betty Speaks. She is always happy. Over to respected Betty Speaks, ma'am. And I have high expectations, and I am going to learn lot many things along with
Thank you
you all.
so.
Over
Thank you
to
so.
Dr. Betty Speaks, ma'am. Welcome, ma'am.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
Thank you
very
so
much.
very much.
Yes.
Yes, I thought you had called my name before, Betty, but I see we have the same name. Next time, I'm just going to dive in first. But thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here today. It's not afternoon where I am, it's actually morning. So it is a pleasure to be here amongst all the scholars and those of us that have the same mindset. We think alike, we speak alike, and most of our answers too become your best self and master your mind, your emotions, and identity are so similar. So I appreciate all the speakers that have gone before me, especially, well, everyone, So I want to say, just based on my background, what if I told you that the greatest battlefield you will ever face is not external, but it's internal? the greatest battlefield. A lot of people have never been on a battlefield before, but I have. Not in a war zone is what I'm speaking on now, not in a boardroom, but in your mind, your emotions, and your identity. You'll never rise above what you believe about yourself. Today is not about temporary motivation, it's about permanent transformation. That's what all the speakers have been speaking on, a permanent transformation. So when you master your mind, manage your emotions, and secure your identity, you're actually shifting legacy. Yes, you're shifting your legacy. So, first, let me speak on mastering your mind. I'm telling you, I feel like this is cliche because all the speakers are so in sync. We're so in sync. So, I'm a biblical person too. I don't know what your spiritual beliefs are, but from what I've learned in Proverbs 23:7, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what that means is your mind is your mind is your command center. It's your command center. I know what it means to fight in the mind for just by serving serving in the military or being amongst terrorist attacks, to overcoming cancer and leading in environments that are designed to break me. Those environments that were designed to break me. But like I said, that your mind is your command center, and you have to realize that if the enemy can control your mind, he can also cancel your missions. Remember that. If the enemy can control your mind, he can also cancel your mission. You must become the commander of all your thoughts. Become the commander of all your thoughts. Monitor your thoughts, interrupt negativity, nourish your mind with the truth, and declare what God says about you. So in Romans 12:2, it tells us to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So a lot of the things that I've learned from it comes from that basic information before leaving earth, and a lot of scholars and mentors such as yourself. So I'm going to go on to number 2, where we talk about managing your emotions. You don't suppress emotions. You steward them. You steward them. We all have felt some type of pain in our journey of life. We've gone through betrayal, disappointment, and even delays. But you must not let emotions lead. Allow your purpose to lead. You must let your purpose lead you through your journey in life. We've heard many of the speakers say that, but I think I'm coming to you from a different tone right now. So elevate what you're feeling, manage your reactions, own your healings, and turn pain into purpose. That's what I had to do. Elevate your emotional intelligence. I heard my sister talk about that on several occasions. So he who is slow to anger is better than the mighty. That's another book of mine in that basic information before leaving earth, the book of Proverbs. I think it's Proverbs 16:2. It reads that he who is slow to anger is better than the mighty. So don't be so quick to get angry about anything. Manage your emotions. And then number 3, we talked about secure your identity. This is such a favorite of mine because oftentimes people try to come with their titles. Know that you are not your title. You are not your trauma. Whatever trauma you have gone through in life, whatever storms that has come into your life, that's not you. You are not your mistakes, whatever mistakes you have made along the way in your life, that is not you. You are who God says you are, So when your identity is secure, you don't compete, compare, or conform. You command your space with confidence. That's what I've heard here today. A lot of confidence from those who command their space. You know, Psalms 139:14 tells us that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So, the powerful truth behind all of this is that you cannot live a powerful life with a powerless identity. I didn't say that. This is what we're learning. You cannot live a powerful life with a powerless identity. And there are 5 keys to becoming the best self, to becoming your best self. So, discipline over distraction is one, faith over fear is another, purpose over popularity is another. That's what I love about Gloria. Purpose over popularity, growth over comfort, and then there's legacy over limitations. What legacy are you leaving behind? This platform is a perfect legacy for the generations that are forthcoming. And then there's a personal declaration that I would like to share with you. I am mastering my mind. I am managing my emotions. I am secure in my identity. I am becoming my best self. I will not break. I will build. I will not shrink. I will shine. I will not settle. I will soar. So, as I close, I want you to know that you have survived too much to stay the same. When your mind is disciplined, your emotions are aligned, and your identity is so secure. You don't just walk into rooms, you command them. In the book of Philippians 4:13, I think everyone knows this one. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So go become the healed, whole, powerful version of you. The world is waiting for a purpose for you. So you just have to take away the world with the powerful you. And let me leave this takeaway with you, this word best. Best, BEST. B is for believe beyond barriers. Refuse to let your past, pain, or people limit your potential. And then there's E. Elevate your mind and emotions. Discipline your thinking and develop emotional intelligence. And then there is S. Secure your identity and purpose. Know who you are so you don't chase who you're not. And then there is the letter T. Transform into your legacy self. Become the version of you that leaves an imprint for eternity. I yield the mic over to you, sir.
Outstanding intonation, immense confidence, and above all, enthusiasm of next level. And you were 100% into your talk. My gratitude and sincere salutation to Dr. Betty for being so vocal, confident. You have made means everything exceptionally gifted and well.
Okay.
Great, great indeed. Now, please allow me to go to Sanchita ma'am. Very simple and very high in thinking, and we have been waiting for her talk. So over to respected Sanchita.
Hello. Good evening, sir. Good evening, all. Am I audible, first of all? There's a lot of network confusion. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
cannot
ma'am. Please continue. Yes, yes, ma'am.
see myself, so I don't know whether I can be seen or not. I don't know. I cannot see myself. Anyway, good evening, all, and my heartfelt gratitude and respect to all the eminent speakers. First of all, thank you, Naik sir, for inviting me for this wonderful evening. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And then Rajput sir for his wonderful talk. He's always been a great speaker. And every time I meet him, many a times I happen to meet him, and it was really wonderful. Then Rabia ma'am, of course, again, all wonderful speakers, Delina ma'am, Gloria ma'am, Kamal sir, Razinda ma'am, Betty ma'am lastly. And now it's my turn. And when I talk about myself, that I always say that we always begin ourselves, our lives rather, trying to improve our skills. We work on our skills, our careers, our surroundings, our workforce. But we don't give a pause to master the three areas which is the need of the hour, and that is why we are here today. That is the mind, the emotion, and of course the identity. Now, when I speak about mind, let me give a very small example. Like, for example, you didn't have anything with you. जिंदगी में आपको पता ही नहीं आपको करना क्या है, what is there with you, you don't know, and your job is very meager, you or you may not be having a job, your bank account is zero, then just let me know where would you be sitting now? Where would you be sitting now? So this question runs most of the time to me when I look at myself, when I retrospect myself. I always feel that where was I mean, 40 years ago or 50 years ago, and where I am today? It's a big journey. And the journey was not that easy. It wasn't that easy. The journey was very, very challenging. The journey was very, very, like, bombastic, rather, you can say. So let us say that a mind, it starts all from here. Dimag se shuru hoti hai, right? So it is just like, it's like a computer. Whatever you give, it will give you the same thing in return. So every time if you say, nahi hoga, cannot do, the ultimate will come is cannot do. That has been my principle. I've been always following this. Of course, it took a long time for me to come into this conclusion that yes, whatever you will say, and that same thing happens. So the mind is not a vessel. It's not a vessel that you keep on filling it, but it's a fire. It is a fire that has to be kindled. बहुत प्यार से उसको सही से बताया fire है, and you have to just blow it on, and then again you have to manage. That is what it is. Then it's a very wonderful servant. Our mind is a beautiful servant, but let me tell you, my eminent speaker, it is a very, very terrible master. Terrible master. Mind is a terrible master and a wonderful servant. Whatever your mind will decide, you will do it. And when we are listening to our mind and trying to do according to our mindset, then here comes the second thing that we are working on and we really need to work on as on today's date, that is the emotions. Very, very important. Now, what exactly is emotion? It is the energy that is moving ahead. It's the energy. Everywhere is energy that is moving on. We are moving on with the energy. And your emotions are to be said that it is not your weakness, that is your strength. Every time whenever we see talking to somebody, like since we are into such a profession where we every time get interacted with parents, with teachers, with the seniors, and many a time we fall a little weak. And then at certain point of time, when the time comes, we just quit, and that is really dangerous. Really dangerous. Because here we have to train our emotions. Emotions have to be trained. It's like a faithful servant. The more and it's like a garden. You have to putting water. You have to go on putting your, manure, and you have to handle it with care. And once you start doing that, you will see your emotion just blooms up. And as your mind, your emotion blooms up, definitely your identity, you will create a different identity. Now, when I come to talk about identity, let me ask you today, especially when we females talk, what is our identity? We are born with some other identity. We are born with some other identities. I may be somebody's daughter. I may be somebody's brother. When I get married, I may be somebody's wife, somebody's mother, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law. So many actions. And then little higher of age, you become a mother-in-law. But while acting with all these identities, you forget yourself, your own identity, who you are. Who you are. And that when I question myself, who am I? And that is always very, very disturbing. And there what my emotions start getting weakened. Who am I? Where am I? And today, when we listen to something that is very disturbing, some students, when they commit suicide or when they give up, it really hurts. It really fills my heart with lots and lots of sorrow. Why? Because today is the need of the hour that there is in this world of competition. There are so many competitions around everywhere, so challenging world. So we need to teach our children to train our mind and train our emotions first to be the best of us. Very, very important. Emotion will make your own identity. Emotions, when you try to trigger, when you try to control your emotions, automatically you will be your own self. And this is a journey. It is not that you just in a wink of a finger, the tip of the finger, it will come. It's not a magic band. There's ghumaya or ho gaya. It's not like that. It's a journey. It takes place. It's a very beautiful journey. It moves on. It moves on. As you keep on watering the plant, how the plant grows. It grows from a small plant, from a seed, and it turns into a huge tree. Exactly, our identity is like that. But we need to understand what we are, and where we want to go. It's our journey. It's our identity, it's our journey. Where we want to go, we have to decide. Nobody else will decide for us. Till yesterday's date, everything was decided for us by somebody else. Parents said this particular subject is good for you, you have to take it. Okay, you take it, even whether you like it or not. Father said that this man is good for you, he will be taking care of your life better. So you got married to them and married to him and you got settled. Later on, the story may be different. When children are born, the children said that, okay, you don't know anything. This is not the way it is now. The time has changed, and you have to do it. You have to listen as per we say. So every single moment, you will see that your identity is shifting from one place to another. Then again, that same question comes: that where am I? Kahan hu main? And for that, we really need to become, if I want to be my own, be my best of me, then first thing that we need to do is trigger our mind, हमारे दिमाग को हमें trigger करना है. And the second thing is, of course, control your emotions, play with your emotions, challenge your emotions, important. And then whatever we are doing, no matter it may be a very small thing that we are doing, try to make it perfect. Try to make it perfect. Perfection is very important. Until and unless the things are not perfect, you cannot move further. Many a times we just give up. Oh, he cannot today. Let me see, I'll do some other time. And we leave it and we forget also. So then we are not able to move. So we are incomplete. When we are moving ahead, we are incomplete. Then your own identity is about progress. As I said, it is not like a band where you will just circle it out and the thing will be done. It's not like a magic band. So you have to understand it's a progress, it's a continuous movement, and it's about your own self-awareness, how much aware you are, and of course, courage. Whatever you're doing, whatever your journey will be, you have to be very, very courageous. But for all these things, there are three keys of life that is most important to trigger all these three areas. The first, that I believe, and wherever I stand to speak, wherever I've been called to guide the students, the teachers, and wherever I'm there, the first thing I tell every single person, set your goals. Without your goals, you are not able to do anything. Your mind will not work, you will not be able to control your emotions, and you will not be the person of your own self. You'll be then you'll be like a football. People यहाँ से kick mara, you go to other goal post, somebody kicks you from there, you come to another goal post. You'll become like that. The second important thing, very, very important, and that I think I have been blamed for that, that is discipline. I've been actually said to be a very rude principal. I'm a principal in a school, in a CBSE school. I've been labeled as a very rude principal. Rude because I'm too disciplined. But that is running in my blood as from the time I started schooling, and the school where I studied, again it was discipline. My home was, of course, that it was nothing less than a military field. So that thing has been inbuilt so much that little here and there you get disturbed. But then, as on today's generation, today's time, it has to be, we have to trigger our mind, we have to set our mind, we have to set our emotions that no, today's time has changed. But still, if you don't have goal, if you don't have discipline in your life, then you cannot move further. Whether it is in your career, whether it is in education, whether it is in your personal life. It's very, very important that you need to have goals, you need to have discipline, and then you need to have purpose. What is your purpose? Why are you here? क्यों है हम इस दुनिया में धरती पे हम आए हैं? I've come in this world for what? What is my purpose of standing wherever I'm standing? If I'm in a school, if I'm working in some workplace, so what is the purpose? Why I am here? And last but not least, I'll add one more into this, that is continuous learning. Learning should never stop. No matter, today actually in the morning, we had an interview today, and interview dates were there, and one of the person who came as a sports teacher, he said, why you want to work so hard like that? I said, there's nothing. He was giving his example that I'm already an ex-principal, I'm already a retired principal, but still I want to work. I think मैंने सब कुछ पढ़ लिया, I know everything. I said, no, you don't know. So when you say that you know everything, you don't give yourself the place to learn. But when you say I'm still a learner, then at least there'll be some place to learn something, because every single day we learn. Now I've been sitting here right from the time it has started. I missed the beginning of Rajput sir. So I'm listening to each and everything, and so many things that I've pointed down and I've noted down, and that is I'm learning every time. Last time when we met, I learned so many things. So every single moment we are learning. I learned with my toddlers, from my toddlers. I learn patience from them. I learn from my teachers. So learning should never stop. Learning should be a continuous process. And when you keep on learning, you keep on improving yourself. How will you understand whether you're improving or not? Your attitude, your behavior, your movements will say that you are changing or not changing. And when I say with all these things, if I sum up, because I think there are many more speakers to be on, and I was told only 10 minutes is there in a row. So I will not be stretching much. And I can just sum up with all these pointers. I'm a follower, or I read a lot of Swami Vivekananda, and I follow his one quote very, very, it's almost very near to my heart. That is, arise, awake, not stop till your goal is achieved. And let me tell you today, my goal is yet to achieve. Though there are so many things in my life I have achieved, I'm pretty happy about it. But there are still many more journeys to be still taken on, still to be achieved, still to be walked upon. And with all your blessings, from the blessing of the university and Almighty, I'm trying to do my best and keeping the learning on and moving on to be the best of myself. Thank you so much, Nahid sir, and thank you all the eminent speakers, to give a patient here, and thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Namaste. Thank you.
Sincere salutations, standing ovation. You
Thank
started with mastering brain and mind. It is terrible, master. And you talked about setting goals, being disciplined, and whatever you do it with perfection. It says that it says you are very strict principal.
That is what people say.
I can understand. Yes.
Thank you.
Outstanding articulation. Every word was meaningful, usable, effective, and we need to bring it to our classes and in life. So this is what I wish to communicate at this time. And Sheetal ma'am has been waiting for a long period of time. So sincere apology that we are very late and inviting her very late. She joined in the beginning itself, right? And over to without taking my time, over to Sheetal ma'am. And thank you, Sanchita ma'am, for such outstanding articulation. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Raza sir. Good evening, respected dignitaries, global leaders, and change makers. Today, I am here to share my own experience. So, starting with, I remember when I was a child, I used to believe that I could become anything or I can do anything. There was no fear of judgment, no overthinking, no self doubt, just a curiosity, confidence, and imagination. Somewhere along the way, the fearless version of me becomes quieter, replaced by questions like, what will people think? Am I a good enough? If I can do this or not? If I will, what if I will be fail? And many such questions arises. And years later, I realized something heartbreaking, and I didn't lose my confidence overnight. I slowly trained my mind to doubt myself, and that realization changed everything. That day, I asked myself a simple yet life changing question: that am I really becoming the person I'm meant to be? And that question changed everything. I realized that my biggest battle were not outside, they were inside my mind. Overthinking, self doubting, fear of judgment. But I decided to train my mind the way we trained our body. I started replacing what if I fail with what if I grow, because your mind is either your greatest power or your biggest limitation. Then came the journey of understanding emotions, not suppressing them, not ignoring them, but owning them. I learned that emotions are not weak, they are signal. What I felt fear, it means I stepping out of my comfort zone. What if I felt discomfort? That means I was evolving. And slowly I stopped reacting and started responding. But the most powerful transformation happened when I worked on my own identity. I stopped asking, what am I doing? And started asking, who am I becoming? Because your action changes your identity. I no longer saw myself just an individual trying to succeed. I started seeing myself as a creator of impact, a builder of confidence, and a voice that can inspire others. Today, when I look back at that moment and quiet days filled with confusion and unanswered questions, I smile. Not because everything becomes perfect, but because I choose not to ignore that moment. Recently, I had another moment very different from the first one. I was standing in front of a group of people, sharing, speaking, connecting, since I am a trainer. And for a brief second, I paused and I observed myself, not from outside, but from within inside. And I asked myself the same question again: is this who I really am? And this time the answer was different. This time there was no confusion, no emptiness, and no disconnect. There was a clarity, there was an alignment, there was quite confidence that said, yes, this is me. This is who am I becoming. Not perfect, not finished, but aware, evolving, and intentional. And this made all the differences because life doesn't suddenly become easier. But when you master your mind, you stop fighting about yourself. When you understand your emotions, you stop reacting to everything. And when you redefine your identity, you stop living by default, you start living by design. So today, as you leave this session, you may not remember every word which I have said, but I hope you remember this feeling, that moment when you paused and ask yourself, who am I becoming? Because one day you will also look back to your life, just I look back to my life, and in that moment I hope your answer is not filled with doubt but with quite a pride that you didn't ignore your inner voice, pride that you choose growth over comfort, pride that you become your best self. Because in the end, it's not about what you achieve. It's not about what you achieve. It's all about who you become. And it's all about who you become. So I hope my feelings have been conveyed with my message. So thank you very much, Akash sir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all dear ones who have listened me patiently. And thank you, Raza sir, identifying that I was staying for a long time. Thank you very much. But yeah, that helped me to listen so many good people, and I have resonate with all of them. So thank you once again. Thanks a lot.
Entire articulation was spellbound. The things which you have shared, specifically in this era of distraction, you have clarity, the superpower. Most of the people are suffering because of chaotic world. And this digital world is carrying us, I think, nowhere. So in this era, you have clarity. I sincerely salute you. And since you are a trainer, and I can understand, I do believe you are transforming people, and they must be carrying message of introspection, talking to self, looking into, and deciding that yes, they exist, they have say in this world. So Sheetal ma'am, the enthusiasm which you have transmitted, the feelings you have communicated. So everyone must have understood, and I am sure and confident they would definitely be appreciating because their mics are muted. But through these muted mic, I could say that they must be appreciating. Now, from we are going to Bengaluru. I have heard Marine ma'am earlier as well. She speaks uh, very well, and she is herself a trainer. So from trainer to trainer, we are learning. Over to Marine ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for the wonderful introduction. And a very good evening to everyone who is present. And I've been listening to the various speakers,
the experts, and definitely we are going to talk about how to become better self. I was just wondering, like, whatever I had planned to speak, I think everybody has spoken already. I was just thinking, like, now what am I going to talk? Then I decided, no, since we are talking about how to be better self, so I have to now change now. I cannot be in the same position as I had started this session attending, because I was listening most of the points, whatever I had planned, same things were spoken again and again with different example, with different expressions. So wonderfully spoken by every speaker here. Now, instantly I had to bring the change in my talk, and let me see if I have brought it. So we are here today to know how to become better self. Is it possible to become better self? Yes, I just want this to be more interactive, because that is what that is how I'm going to be a different self today. Yes, is it possible to become a better self? Of course, you have given a lot of information. Yes, Harshvardhan ma'am, Sanchita ma'am, Sheetal ma'am, the many people here. Is it possible to become better self?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, absolutely right. Now, if I ask you, there are many people, including us, who have been undergoing some or the other situations we are not happy about. May it be a career, may it be of the passion, what we wanted to achieve, what we wanted to follow, we are not able to follow. Maybe we are working where the composition is not much, but still we are working. Maybe the career what I wanted to choose or you wanted to choose was different, but now you have landed in a different career. But still you're in that, still you're going on. And what could be the consequence? The consequence would be maybe burnout. You're not satisfied. You're not getting good composition, but you are doing it because you have to do it. Because earning is important, right? Working is important. Presenting yourself in front of the world is important. Nowadays, we know, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai. If you're seen, then your services will be sold better. We are listening to that, right? So I'm just trying to say that we are doing many things what we don't want to do, but still we are continuing to do because we don't have choice. But we have one choice. We have one power. That is the power of choice, I'm saying, because it is you who have chosen it. I'm not happy with my work, but still I'm doing it. Why? Because I have chosen it. You can say that, okay, you would have pressurized, you had been pressurized by somebody. Maybe the family situation was like that. Why have you landed up in this career? Because you have chosen it, because I have chosen it, right? But how can I make it better? How can I become better? That is what we are going to say. Like we are going to see today. Okay, let me present my screen. I hope I'm able to connect with you people, whatever I'm talking about. Yes. So there are many things what we don't want to do, but we are still doing it. There are certain things which we want to do, but we are not able to do in that level how we wanted to do. Right? So that maybe the reason could be the commitments, as I said, social status, you can say lack of opportunity. I want to do multiple things, but I don't have many opportunities, we can say. Maybe I'm not comfortable in a different position. I'm looking for a different position, but then I'm not comfortable. Okay. Or you can say fear of failure. I want to do something, but still I'm afraid. What if I fail? As somebody just spoke about it, right? But one thing we are forgetting, whatever we are doing, we can be our best. We can be a better than what we have been till now, right? So let me share my screen now. So whom do you think has these powers to become better self? Now, let me ask you before that, think about a situation where it was very difficult for you to cope up, but with that power what you had within you, you were able to cope up. Can you just tell me one quality of yours where you felt that it was a difficult situation, but that quality of yours made you to come out of that situation? Could you please give me one of your qualities? Anyone? Sanchita ma'am? Or anybody?
For
Yes,
me,
ma'am.
it was courage.
Courage. Wonderful. What about Jelena ma'am?
Self-discipline.
Self-discipline. Very good. Amazing. Anybody? That one
Excellent.
quality.
Excellent. Excellent.
Accent.
Excellent lecture. Excellent lecture, my colleague. Excellent.
Okay,
Oh, very
excellent.
interesting. Very interesting.
Okay. My question is, what was that one quality of yours which made you to overcome that situation or make that situation better? You must have been in a situation where you were not comfortable, or it was not suitable, or it was very difficult. But that one quality of yours, maybe the self-discipline, self-respect, courage. Okay. So these might be your qualities which made you come out of that situation. So who had that power? Now you came out of the situation, right? So who had that power? It was only and only
Mind.
anybody?
Mind.
You yourself, right? You yourself. Nobody else will come to help you. Even if they come to help you, you need to help yourself. Is my presentation visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So who has the power? You have the power. So that is what is happening. We know that we have the power. Sometimes we don't know we have the power. I have recently come across one advertisement. The father met with an accident and the lorry, the big truck fell on father. And there was a child who was around maybe 10 or 11 years old. When he saw his father under the truck, instantly, nobody was there to help him. He lifted the wheel. He lifted the truck. 11 years old child. Can you expect an 11 years old child to lift a truck to save his father? So that was the time where without his knowledge, his strength came out, his confidence came out, and he lifted. So who had the power? He had the power. So many a times, some of the powers we are aware, but many of the powers what we have, we are not aware. So remember, you have the power to change yourself. You have the power to change the situations around you, right? Now, what is the power am I talking about? What power do I have? The power is being grateful for what you are, being grateful for what you're going to become, being grateful the facilities what you have as of now and what you're going to receive in future. So as Bedi ma'am said, pay gratitude. So this is one of the biggest powers, my friend. If you are able to pay gratitude for whatever you have and whatever you're going to get, you will see a change in yourself, in your thought process. All your negativity will slow down. You will build positive side towards looking at the life, right? Feel grateful. Feel gratitude of what you have and what you're going to become. Feel gratitude for the transformation what you're undergoing right now, right? So Bedi ma'am also mentioned that you can journal. So you journal based on whatever you're feeling grateful for. Either you journal, if you're not having time, if you're not finding a book and pen to write this, jot down, just place your hand on your heart. Shall we do it? Please place both the palms on your chest, on your heart, close your eyes, and feel gratitude for this time, which is bringing that transformation, which is helping you to bring transformation in the entire world, because the whole world is looking at you today. Close your eyes for 1 minute and just feel gratitude. Shall we all do it? Yes. Put your hands together on your chest, close your eyes, and feel gratitude in whichever way you want. Come on. I feel gratitude for this time. I pay gratitude to the universe for giving me whatever I have, for blessing me whatever I'm going to get. I feel gratitude to this universe, to this session, which is helping me to become better. I feel gratitude, which is helping me to show world that you have the power to change yourself. Wonderful. Amazing. Thank you for participating. Right? So this is one of the power that you have the power to feel gratitude. Don't expect others to feel gratitude about whatever we do, right? If we have the power to feel gratitude, it is going to change ourselves. It is going to change our electromagnetic field around us. It is going to spread positivity around you, right? The next power, very, very important, the power of resilience. As I said, many a times we fall into a trap, or we have come across the situation where we feel completely broken. We might be weeping, crying, blaming ourselves, blaming others, but then you remember that you have this power of resilience where you can break the boundaries and come back with more power. You should be aware that you have this power of resilience. This will make you feel better. This will make you transform yourself into a better one. You all agree with me? Yes? Now, just now you saw. Whose choice was it to be here today? Whose choice? It was your choice. It was my choice for me to be present today here. Whose choice was it from, to think about, okay, oh my God, everybody's speaking about the same thing. What am I going to talk about? Should I speak the same or should I change my version? Of course, it was my choice. So you have the power. You have the choice, right? Now, it depends what you're going to choose. You have multiple options, but what you're going to choose is the power of your choice. Now, power of gratitude, that's what you saw. That instantly it brings a shift in your mood, in your thought process, in your personality. Then power of resilience. I cannot guarantee you that in future I may not be in a troublesome situation. It could be. But how well I'm going to handle it and how well I'm going to jump back with more power. That is what is power of resilience. And all of us have this power of resilience. If you're able to identify this, if you're able to discover your strength, definitely we will be able to transform ourselves into a better version. Yes? Then, for all this, what is important is the confidence. The confidence that, yes, I can transform myself. Yes, I know what powers I have, what strengths I have. The confidence that, yes, I'm going to use my powers in the right way, right? And I have brought about something called as the seven C's formula. That is the power of competence. So you have the power that you can compete, because now the world is competitive. Everywhere there is competition. You are competing within yourself. Okay, yesterday I was like that, but today I'm like this. I'm a better version of myself. You have the power of control. You know where you have to control yourself, what thoughts you need to control. If you're having negative thoughts, control them. Convert them into positive thoughts. You have to make a better connection with yourself. If I want to transform myself, I should have a beautiful connection with myself. I should be my own critic so as to transform myself, so as to correct myself. So that kind of a connection you should have. You should appreciate your good work. Don't expect others to come and appreciate. You should appreciate your good work, right? Work on your character. We have the ability to build the character. Then contribute. Many a times we have been spending time for others. We have been contributing our thoughts, our emotions, our suggestions to others. But we need to contribute those for ourselves to build a better version. Then coping. You should be knowing how to cope up with the situation. Many a times we stuck in the same situation, we get stuck, and then we feel that we are helpless. So we should be able to cope up and then get that power of resilience back and then jump with more power, right? And all this will be possible if you have the confidence that you will be able to work on all these aspects, right? So we have been talking about emotions, we spoke about identity. So now I'm going to connect all those qualities with your true identity. Identify yourself. Know what you truly are. Know your true powers. That is what is the real identity, right? We should not be waiting for validation from external means. We should be able to identify the strengths what we have, apply that, and bring a better version of yourself, right? And yes, invest in yourself, give time for yourself. We have, as I said, we have been running around and giving time for everything else, but giving time for yourself, which I have learned recently, and that will definitely, it'll help you to create. And I'm 100% sure, if you're able to invest in yourself, you will be come out in this world with better impact, right? You'll be very happy person. So that's for today from my end. I hope you all enjoyed my session. So thank you, everyone. Thank you.
We all enjoyed it out and out. And no, this creation of your own contents on the spot, and you challenge yourself basically that no, whatever I have prepared, I'm not going to deliver. I will deliver my own contents on the spot, because while preparing, you must have used various sources. And now the battle was within you. And you talked about choice time and again. Human being is the only one who has the choice. We say no, that we have speech. We have choices to do this or not to do this. So overall, it was outstanding articulation, and I appreciate your confidence. And
Thank
it
you.
was wonderful. It was
Thank
second time that I heard you, and both of the times batting was proper. Good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And now from trainer to next trainer, I should say master trainer. And ma'am must be understanding. Nalini Asthana ma'am and I generally and usually listen to her, and when she speaks, she speaks very well, and she has vast experience. If she start telling her introduction, so huge time would be consumed, right? And I don't want to consume any time since it is the turn of Nalini Asthana ma'am, and I wanted to make her at the end to make this conversation, this webinar more meaningful. So over to none other than Nalini Asthana ma'am. Ma'am.
A salute to all the education evangelists who are striving to become the better version of theirs and trying to make their others' life more beautiful in their manner. So all my salute to Sanchita ma'am, Harvinder ma'am, Marine, you're too young, and I salute you that you have that grit to keep doing.
Thank
And above all, Dr. Zelina, Salute to you as well, ma'am. Oh, thank you so very much. And it's my pleasure always to be with people like you all. The educationists are my extended family. I always say. In all my workshop, in all my webinars and seminar, I say, you people are my extended family. Why? Because you people will take this much only, but you will take it forward. At my place, nobody is going to take it forward. As ma'am Harvinder ma'am said कि कोई सुनता है कोई नहीं सुनता है, and Sanjita ma'am very well said कि बाल बच्चे पैदा करते करते और and life has gone. But I always say, if you have determination, you can do it. You can do it. And I'm a biggest example. Nahid sir knows in and out of mine very well, because I believe that yes, definitely you have to give the space to your family, to your profession, to everything. But above all, it's you who is giving everything to everyone, isn't it? Then how can you leave yourself? You haven't to. And if you will leave yourself and giving everybody, then there is some mistake. Find it out. Please find it out. So I will just start with how to transform oneself. And the opening hook could be that between what happens to us and how we respond, there lies a powerful space. And Marin, this is very well for you because I heard you. I was so busy, but I was totally listening to you because I wanted to hear you. And in that space lies one's freedom, one's growth, and one's identity. So don't leave that. So today we are going to talk about a successful skills. We are talking about self-mastering ourselves, isn't it? So because the truth is, if you don't master your mind, your emotion will master you. And if you don't shape your identity, the world will define you in their own manner. I never allowed this to anybody, neither my family. I am Nalini Asthana and I'll die as Nalini Asthana. That's all. Bottom line is this. So our mind is like a constant storyteller. It keeps telling us a story. Our average human being and an average human being has more than 60,000 of thoughts in a day. And 80% of is are those which are repetitive and are mostly negative. I can't do this. I'm scared of this. What people will say. How shall I behave with them? Oh my God. And this, don't put yourself in the bracket, please. Please don't put yourself in that bracket. What I am, I am. We don't see the world as it is. We see the world as our mind interprets. So if you have that guts, you should talk in that manner that I am I, and I will do it in my manner. That's all. Probably Nahid may not like it. Probably Sanchita ma'am say that, oh, this is not as per my school. Arvinder ma'am may say that, oh, I don't like it at all, what she's saying. I should only be bothered about whether I am on the correct direction or not. That's all. It may not suit to you, but must suit to me. So I'll give you a small example. In a school, there were two students and they got the same grades. One said that I am not good enough. What does it mean? What does it mean? And the other one said, I need a better strategy to pass. Here you stand. Here I stand, or here anybody stands. I need a better strategy. Nahid sir knows I'm a 8th fail student, but 10th topper in my city. How come it happened? I never gave up, never gave up. When the principal said that this girl cannot be promoted to grade 9th, I was the first person to say, Dada, I'm leaving this subject, then why she is pulling me back? And then on a between road was created on a saying that, okay, if she will pass in the half yearlies, then only she will be continuing ninth or she'll be pulled back to eighth. I was pretty okay, because I was knowing that this subject is not my subject and I'm not interested. And thanks to NEP, now they have given that open page to our children. Whatever they like, they study. In our time, it was not like that. And I'm a sufferer of that. So in that way, I always say that rule yourself. First, rule yourself, then only you'll be able to rule the world. And ruling doesn't mean be a strict principal like Sanchita ma'am. You can be a stern principal like Sanchita ma'am. Instead of strict, you can be a stern principal. I'm sorry, I'm giving you an example, but I believe that I should quote from my people only whom I'm talking to. So in that way, the practical thought should be, I can do this to, I can learn and do it again. And I loved, Maureen, this thought that yes, we can. Yes, I can. My organization has the motto of yes, we can. And then we talk about mastering our emotions. What do you think? An emotional person is a fool? Then we all are fools. And the biggest fool is sitting with us. None other than Dr. Nahid Raja. Isn't it? Yes, he is the biggest fool. He is taking out time for everybody. He is emotionally attached to anything happening related to education all over the globe. Why? Where he has that more than 24 hours? Why he is giving up his sleep and food and everything? No, he is not emotional fool. He is an emotionally smart person who is taking out time to get the change happen in this world and have a better world tomorrow. This is his vision. Those who think he has a greed for all this, they are mistaken, let me tell you. Sorry, sir. Again, I have taken your example. I'm extremely sorry, but this is the truth I wanted to bring forth. Because when I hear that, oh, everywhere you are, why I am everywhere? If everything is okay, then I won't be there. Why a principal is needed in the school when teachers are able to work? And between the principal and the teachers, there are coordinators. What they are doing? They are simply coordinating between both. एक की सुनते हैं, दूसरी की सुनाते हैं, और फिर दोनों कान बंद कर, oh my God, what to do? Principal is shouting on me, but teachers are pulling my hair. So likewise, it happens. So in mastering your emotions is the biggest thing. And mastering emotion is not about controlling. It is all about understanding and regulating it in your way. You're crying, it doesn't mean that you are weak. You're crying because you are still a human. Today, I'm fortunate enough that I have completed my inner engineering with Shambhavi Mudra as well. And that gave me the clear picture that be with you and be yourself. Yes, although it's been time, but we the trainers, Merdin, you will always go with me, that we the trainers always keep revising ourselves. And that was one step in that. So mastering is, I see that if you are upset, what happened? Try to think of that. And the best behavior, as ma'am mentioned, that think over it and then react. So these small things will help you to understand. Emotionally, those who are not emotional, they are only creating this havoc in the environment. And you, by my one statement, you people are very much clear that what is happening around the world. Zelena ma'am has mentioned this in the previous talk also. We want peace. No, we don't want in pieces. We don't want our world in pieces. We want peace here. So it is actually happening because people are not emotionally thinking in that way. Then here I will talk about the 3-step technique of how to master your emotions. Notice what is your feeling is and how it is impacting you. then find the name behind it, whether it is anger or the frustration or the anxiety or something else, and accordingly navigate your thoughts to respond it. And that will only work. Students with higher emotional intelligence perform better academically and socially. And I have such students around me whom the school have taken as an average children. They have performed better than anybody else who were the 97% 97% people, those who have got 97%. Better than them, they have performed. Because the mediocres are always the best one. I feel that. Then talking about mastering your identity. The deepest layer of yours should be visible to the world. And what is the scene in the world? World is layered and layered and layered, and we see only the layered person. Instead of seeing inner me of mine, if you will not be hearing me or if you are not seeing me in that way, then you are not able to identify me. Probably I'll be a different person in front of you. Yes, I very well understand. At times we have to carry faces, but it is not required everywhere and anywhere. And anywhere and everywhere, I'll say. The identity is the story you tell yourself about who you are and how you are going to present to the world. And the powerful truth is, you don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. Don't try to achieve it, try to ponder around it and try to make it your habit instead of making it a goal. And I believe the teachers are the best person to be quoted in this bracket. Why? Because they keep doing the same thing years after years after years, and they hardly say no to it. They may get promotion to become a coordinator and then vice principal and the principal, but oppose, but it could be one or two or three of them. Rest remain the same forever. So I want to score well. That should be your goal. I am disciplined learner. That you have to identify. And the second one should be the sustainable behavior of yours, that you have to identify that I am a disciplined learner. I'm learning every time. So practice small strategies which will encourage students and as well as every individual to say, I am someone who learns from mistakes. I am calm under any and every pressure, and I am capable of my growth. I can manage it. This, according to the behavioral research happened, the identifying based habit are more sustainable than the goal based habits. Means identity based habits are more sustainable than the goal based habits. This is the research says, not me. Research says. So the triangle of transformation is thought, emotion, and action. All the three. Thoughts, emotions, and actions. Thoughts shape your emotion, emotion influence your action, and action builds your identity. I hope I'm clear with this. Thank you so much. So this is a cycle and it works in a triangular manner. Many of us know that Bloom taxonomy is also in a form of a triangle, and it works in that same manner. So as educators or parents or leaders or education evangelists, whosoever we are, we don't just teach or we don't just learn. We are shaping the human lives, and we have to be very, very conscious. That's why in all my interactions, I always say, do remember we are not interacting with the computer. We are interacting with human minds, which has its own wiring. So these wires won't work. We have to work. And if you are not emotionally strong, you won't be able to do this. So just my closing end or the powerful ending could be, your mind is a powerful servant, but a dangerous master. Somebody has quoted this. Yes, but still I will repeat it. Your emotions are the waves, but you are the ocean. Do remember, you can control it. And your identity is not something you find, it is something you can create. So let's aim to become more aware, more intentionally, emotionally powerful, empowered, and bring the change in the world. Because when you master your mind, you transform your emotions. And when you transform your emotions, you redefine your identity. So, and that is where your true transformation begins. So, with these words, I would like to end my talk. Thank you so very much, Nahid sir, for giving me the opportunity always. And thank you, listeners, for patiently listening me.
I have no words what to speak. I will have to muster courage to sum it up. It was an outstanding articulation. And the points which you have described, you have spoken as authority, you believe in yourself, and Nalini Asthana ma'am is Nalini Asthana ma'am. We respect this confidence. The faith you have, faith moves mountain. So you have that confidence. And this confidence must have not been built in a day or two. It takes consistency. We have been talking about identity. Identity is built on habits, and habits are formed. This is the most difficult task in the world, to form habits. Because, and you have done it, my sincere salutation and respect. And I keep on listening. These spellbound words and meaningful words, words of wisdom, and you have spoken very well, ma'am. Everything is possible in this world if we prioritize. And we cannot prioritize everything. And we need to schedule our priorities. We can do wonders. So wonderful people, wonderful speeches, and above all, wonderful learning from this platform. And indeed, it gives me immense pleasure to thank Akash Babat sir for putting confidence and trust in me. And one good word warms 3 winter months. I repeat, one good word warms 3 winter months. So this is opportunity for us to have such interaction. And this is not merely interaction. We have observed and we will implement these things in our schools, in our communities, in our areas, and everyone, the ones who are behind us, the ones who are before us, would be benefited. So, with this, sincere salutation to and thanks to Yelena ma'am, Betty ma'am, Marin ma'am, Sanchita ma'am, and master trainer Nalini ma'am. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. And we will be meeting again with good topics, effective topics, relevant topics, and topics of 21st century. Thank you, thank you. And this is how now it is being closed and ended. Meeting is over. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much.